Let us not forget everything that happens is by the will of Allah. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or usually unthinkable, but to stand together as one. Into Sunnah followers, streaming every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnah followers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, mark your calendars. Friday, February 2nd, 2024, from 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern. We have a special presentation by Muhammad Ziada, who works with the Broward County Sheriff's Department in Florida. We also have a special co-host, our very own Dr. Ibrahim Jamali. The special topic is the impact of social media upon this nation and how to climb out of its web. How to prevent social media from destroying you and your family, and how social media destroys marriages. Also, how we should not use social media as a format for looking for marriage. So tell a friend to tell a friend about this special presentation streaming right here on Sunnah Followers.
From Sunnahfollowers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab, wear your beards, be proud of your beard. Stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of Allah, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnah Followers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
A couple questions for y'all. The first one, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this, all right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister lailanasheeba, the Managing Director and Founder of Sunnahfollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming, tuning into the Sunnah followers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing Sadaqah Jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the deaf, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at, right here on Sunnah Followers. Don't forget, donate. Right here to Sunnah Followers and dollars out. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hey, there it is. That's my mic. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I got to set all up all over again. Give me a minute, everyone. Hold on. Okay. Now what do? I go back to this. Let me put it back for allow and come back. One day I'm going to get some help here. Okay. Can everybody hear me on YouTube now? I'm sorry. I apologize. Right before when I was playing the commercials. By the way, did you guys hear the commercials, Fatima? Could y'all hear the commercials?
The commercials played, but
okay,
when
just
you started talking.
Yeah, that was my mic. Right when the commercials was playing, don't ask me how I did that. My microphone came out, and I was like, well, I don't know. I put it back in, but I guess I forgot that in this program, I'm using a different streaming program. When I stream, if I'm going to switch microphones, because I got a professional mic I'm using, then I got another mic and I got 4 microphones. I used the professional one. By the way, does it sound good with this mic? Batman, how does it sound? Is it clear and good?
Yeah, it's loud and clear.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is a professional microphone, but it came out, so I had to put it back in, but I forgot when I'm using that mic, I have to come back and log back in. So it was crazy. So what I was saying, guys, is a lot of people. Okay. Can you hear me on Facebook? What about Facebook? Oh, yeah, they can hear on Facebook. Oh, there's Dr. Jamali. There he is, the little dude. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Jamali. He said it's talk beer. It's good on Facebook. Yeah, what I was saying is a lot of people ask me, is the Q&A tonight? Yes, it is at 9 o'clock from 9 till 11. I want y'all to remember that every Friday from 9 till 11, you can come in and type your questions or join the Zoom room and ask it. And if I can't answer, we have Dr. Ibrahim Jamali who can help answer the questions. And y'all know we got Sheikh Morsi always on standby. He keeps his phone attached to him on Fridays. He doesn't like me to call him unless I have to. That's why I'm glad Jamali pops in. But he will take the call, but he tells me only as a last alternative because he's busy. Fridays is a busy day for Sheikh Morsi. So that's why it was such a pleasure to have him last week. He only did an hour, but that hour was so insightful because Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays are his busiest days, but alhamdulillah, we got Dr. Jamali who's been answering for us too, mashallah. So that's tonight from 9 till 11, okay? And then this right now is my Aqidah class, the Aqidah, okay? All right, so since I had to start, let me start it over properly for my recording. By the way, you guys listen to the live, alhamdulillah, but know that what I do is I always edit, but I always keep my lives on the air because my lives are my proofs of myself. Okay, but when I edit it and put it in the playlist, I take out all the in-between talk that we do. I take out some of y'all's questions and answers too, but the live always contains everything that went on because it's our proof. Remember, guys, as Muslims, we are a people of dalil. We're people of evidence. I've been on the internet since '86. I'm also a journalist, and I'm also a paralegal, a legal investigator. Well, I'm retired now, but I was a legal investigator. So I've just been trained to cover my derriere. So that's why I always keep my lives in the live section, because that's my proof if anybody ever tries to challenge me on something. But when I put them in a playlist, I always edit them. I take out all, like this talk I'm giving right now. This won't be in the edited version. The edited version is always the class only. Okay, so that's why I have the two separate, because one of the sisters asked, do you guys like it like that? Is Mina in here? Mina, you guys like it that I do have them separate like that, the live and then the edited version? Is that?
Yeah.
That's easier, isn't it? Because the edited version is just the class, right? So it's better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But the live is where you get all the questions and people acting crazy. Brother HK, you're in the live, dude. Just to let Brother HK know, you're always in the live. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get started. Let me, this is for editing, so I know where to start. In fact, let me give y'all the commercial for the Q&A today. That way it makes it real easy for me to know where to cut, because it'll leave a line for me to know edit here. So let me do that. Okay, hold it. Where is it at? Today's Q&A. There it is.
Join us every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Access to Layla Live Call-In and Answer Show. Please join Ustada lailanasheeba. If you have any questions in regards to this theme, call in at 862-370-2838. Now streaming on various platforms right here on Sunnahfollowers.
In alhamdulillah, wassalat, wassalamallah, wa rasulallah. Welcome to the Sunnah Followers Akida class. And this is the class in which we are studying from the masterpiece written by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. And why do I refer to his book, this series? In fact, it's not just this book. This is a series. It's called the Unveiled Trilogy. The Unveiled Trilogy. This is a masterpiece series, because what he does in this series is breaks down the meaning of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. It goes into detail about what the Muslim belief system entails. We started this series off with the first book, which was called Get to Know Your Lord. It took us a year to cover that book. It took 6 months. 6 months to cover that book. And that was the book that spoke about what it means to believe in Allah. What Allah's names, Allah's attributes. It talked about belief in the angels, belief in the prophets, alayhi salam, paradise, hell, all of that. That was Get to Know Your Lord, which is the first part of that shahada. And then we went into the second of the trilogy, which is volume 1 of what we're talking about now, Diluting Wala Wal Barra. Diluting Wala Wal Barra. Breaking down the meaning of what allegiance to Allah entails and what disassociation entails, which most Muslims do not understand. And that book was over 300 pages. It took us a year. If we just completed that book, it took us a year to get through that whole book. And now this is volume 2 of Diluting Wala Wa Better, which is 500 pages, over 500 pages. So you put these two books together, you can see why Sheikh Kareem broke it up into 2 volumes. This, if he had made it all one book, it would have been over 1,000 pages long. And that kind of turns people off from reading. Okay, a book that large, but this is volume 2, and we're on up to page 55 now. And this speaks about how this book, and let me put the picture here. For those of you who don't have the book, make sure that you go to Amazon.com. Where's the book at? And purchase the book. This is how it looks. It's red. And this is Diluting El Wala Wal Bara, the Unveiled Trilogy. This is volume 2. This volume focuses on how to awaken and preserve your faith when you're living in a non-faith-centered world. And that's a picture of Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. Y'all know who he is. He's pretty popular now, and then there's yours truly. Okay. So the book is red and it can be purchased at Amazon. It's $19.99. In my opinion, that's very cheap. It should have been over $100 if you ask me. Okay, 1999, and you get all this information about the Fitrah, which is what we started off discussing. You know, what he starts off in the book discussing the Fitrah, about how Allah created us, our souls. After he created Adam and had the soul of Adam blown in him, that's when Allah ran his hand across his back and created all the souls of his offspring. That means you, me, our children, our great-great-grandkids, our souls appeared. And where did Allah take those souls? After the souls appear, where did Allah take them? Who can remember?
Allah gathered those souls on the Mount of Arafat, and they were offered free will.
Exactly. Exactly. Good job. After Allah created the souls, he gathered them together. That's why Mount Arafat is so important. It's the place we were gathered together in the beginning. It'll be the place we're gathered together at in the end too. Oh yeah. I cover that in my series on paradise, okay, and hell. So he gathered all the souls together at Mount Arafat. And what did he have the souls testify to? What did he have those souls testify to after he gathered them together at Arafat?
He had those souls testify that there is no one worthy of worship except Allah.
Exactly. Good job. He had all the souls testify and bear witness that there's no deity worthy of worship except him. Subhanallah, subhanallah. Did you know that we did that? That's you. That's me. Billions of years ago, before we were created, before our bodies were brought in this world through our mother and father, our souls existed before our bodies. And we all stood there. Oh yeah, you and me. We stood there on Mount Arafat, and we declared La ilaha illallah. Oh yes, we did. We may not remember it now because Allah took that memory away, but it happened. We did it. We testified to La ilaha illallah billions of years ago. Your soul, my soul. Oh yeah. And then after we testified to that, Allah made us an offer that all the rest of his creation refused except the jinn. But the sun refused it. The moon refused it. The earth refused it. The animals refused it. The angels didn't want nothing to do with it. Okay? What did Allah offer us, our souls, after he made us testify to who and what he is?
Free will.
Exactly. Exactly. He asked us if we wanted free will. And what is free will, Sabrine? What is free will? Tell him.
To make our own choices.
Exactly. He asked us, do you want to be able to make your own choices? Do you want to be able to make your own decisions? To show how foolish mankind is. We didn't have the intelligence that the sun had, that the moon had, that the animals had, that the angels even had. We said, nope, we don't want, yes, we do. We want it. I want to be able to make my own choices in life. I want to be able to decide for myself, Allah. What did Allah say? So it shall be written, so it shall be done. That's man. We always want to be superior. We always, even when Allah first created our souls, We wanted to be different. We wanted to be better. So we were simple enough to accept free will. But the jinn did too. They were simple too. But the rest of Allah's creation refused it. And that's why out of all of Allah's creation, mankind and jinn, we are the only two of a species of his creation that are held accountable for our actions. It'll be mankind and jinn that will stand before Allah on the day of judgment, gathered together, barefoot and naked, and we'll have to read from our book of deeds because those angels are constantly writing down everything we say and do. Of course, we're going to try to deny it, but those angels are going to have, Allah's going to have your mouth tied up on that day, and your body parts are going to speak as to what you said and did. So there is no lying, there is no denying. That's man. We took it on. We took on the amana. That's the amana, the trust that Allah speaks about in the Quran. Man took it on. The mountains refused it. Allah offered it to the sun. It refused. The sun don't rise and don't set unless Allah tells it to. It don't rise on its own. The mountains do what Allah created them to do, which is hold the earth steady as it rotates. The animals, they survive off of instinct that Allah put inside them. They don't make choices or decisions. They have natural instinct. They're happy with that because anything is better than the risk of being thrown into that hellfire. Man took it on. So after that, Allah took us away from Arafat, and he put all our souls wherever they are now. Only Allah knows where they are kept, in a vault with him somewhere up there somewhere. And those souls are just waiting. They're just waiting for Allah to have the angel blow them into whatever woman gets pregnant who Allah has decreed should be the one to whose a fetus the soul is blown in. That's why sometimes when you sisters go to sleep at night, you would tell me that you have weird dreams. Okay? I had one last night too. You will have a dream. It's a funny, you'll say, Layla, it was like it was so real. I went to sleep and I was sitting there talking to somebody else. It was so real. It was like we were having a conversation. And then I woke up. Remember, whenever we go to sleep, our souls leave our body. Allah has the angels take our soul. Okay? And the soul your soul can connect. Maybe I was asleep. Maybe your soul connected to mine and we just sat there having a conversation. Maybe your soul connected to someone's soul up there. That's where that soulmate philosophy come in. Oh, I met this brother, Layla. It's effortless. Our marriage is so effortless. It's like we knew each other before. Deja vu. Could it be? That's deja vu. Maybe your soul and his soul were friends up there. They all knew of each other up there. And now you've connected here. And you have such an effortless marriage, an effortless relationship. Allah knows best. That's the soul. If Allah wants you to live, he'll command the angels to put your soul back in your body. Sometimes when they put your soul back in your body, it's kind of quick. So you wake up like I was today. Woo, 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 woo. Shaking. Oh my God. Oh, I'm awake. Woo, woo. The angels is kind of rough today. When I woke up, I said, oh my goodness, y'all were rough putting me back today. But I had a weird dream. I was dreaming that Sheikh Morsi was doing a lecture. It was weird. And in this dream, it was me, my daughter, Latifah, and Amina Fresno. We were trying to get to Sheikh Morsi's lecture. Amina had called him and told him that we were on our way. She was flying in. And she called me, and I couldn't get Latifah to wake up. But my daughter came to my house dressed and ready to go. She said, Umi, we going to see Sheikh Morsi. That was the weirdest dream. And then I woke up. But when I woke up, it was woo, 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 woo. I said, told the angels, wow, y'all put me in a little bit too, woo, caught me off guard there. Oh, shaking. That's the soul. The soul is blown into us. When we are a fetus in the womb of our mother, Allah will tell the angels, you see that soul over there? Take that soul, blow it in that woman down there who is pregnant. And that's what the angels do. They blow your soul into the mother's body. But what happens to the Fitrah? There's one part of the soul that's a piece of light. That one part of the soul, something happens to it when it is placed in the body of a human. What happened? What's that part of the soul called, and what happens to it? Who can tell us?
It's called a guiding light, and that's guiding light attaches itself to the heart.
But what do we call it in Arabic?
Fitrah.
Exactly. That's the Fitrah. Good job, Nadia, too. That's the Fitrah. Once the human soul is blown into the body, okay, of whoever his mother is in the womb, the Fitrah, it leaves the soul and it attaches to the heart. And then the child is cared for by the angels of the womb. Whenever a woman gets pregnant, if Allah wants that fetus to grow and wants that fetus to turn into a child and come into the world, Allah has the angels shape it and care for it. But if Allah decides he don't want this human being to be born, the angels leave it and the woman will miscarry or abort the child. Okay. So that soul is in your body. Its Fitrah is in your heart. You come into the world innocent as a baby, dependent on your parents to care for you. Without your parents caring for you, you're not going to survive because you can't do anything for yourself. But when the soul enters this world, how does it respond to the world? Who can explain the world, the soul, when it comes into the world?
The soul is confused. It wants to know things. It's looking at its hands, its fingers, and wondering what is this? Where I came from. I love being there. This is something different. They have to adjust. And parents have to help them to adjust. Okay,
so when the child is born, why does a baby come in the world looking at his fingers, his hands, playing with his mouth, curious? Because the soul is in a strange place. It doesn't remember. The soul no longer remembers where it came from. The soul is all it knows is this is something. What is this? It's curious. And it's also attracted to things. What is the soul attracted to?
Everything dirty. Everything that's not good for it.
Exactly. The soul is attracted to everything that's bad and everything that's dirty, because even though the soul has no memory of where it came from or how it got there or anything, all it knows is, wow, this is something. I want to taste it. I want to try this. I want to smell it. I want to feel it. That's the soul. And that's why Allah tells us in the Quran that the soul is criminal by nature. Allah says the soul is attracted to everything bad and dirty because it's curious. What is this? What are these things? Everybody understand? So that's the soul. Does the soul ever change its attraction? Does the soul ever change its state of being criminal? Does that state of criminology ever change?
No.
No, it stays the same.
Exactly. And I want you Muslims to understand that, because Christianity don't teach this. The human soul will always be attracted to what's bad for it. The human soul will always desire what's dirty. Okay? But the Fitrah, it's no longer a part of the soul. It's a part of the heart now. When the child comes into the world, explain that Fitrah. What happens to the Fitrah when it comes into the world? It's attached to the heart. So tell me about the human heart. Who can tell me?
Once the kid hit the age of puberty.
You done skipped. I want to know. Sorry. Forget about puberty. I want to know. Tell me about that child when it comes into the world. We did the soul. What about the Fitrah of the heart?
When a child comes into this world, it still has that Fitrah inside of his body, and it's the parents.
Wait a minute, but what is it? Come on, what is? Tell me about the Fitrah. You said it still has what? We already said there's one part of the soul that was a light. It attached when you were a fetus to the heart. So now that the child is born, the child comes in the world. Tell me about the heart. Y'all told me about the soul. Anissa, start them off with the heart.
The Fitrah is the little light that's inside the heart. It is inside the heart.
Okay, tell me about it. Okay.
Light.
Tell me about the human heart. Come on, people, wake up.
The human heart always craves. Okay, one of you guys go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay, so I'm just going to say my part. The human heart is still a craze for Allah.
Okay, so the baby comes in the world. Come on, take it from there.
So the baby comes in the world still craving for goodness, still craving for everything in it, like still.
Okay, let me help y'all with this. This is so, y'all got to learn how to talk. When the baby comes in the world, that
it still craves to go back to Allah. It craves Allah. It wants to go back from where it came.
Okay, let me take it. When the baby comes into the world, that natural light that was a part of the soul is now embedded within its heart. So it comes into this strange place, whereas the soul is curious about everything it sees, everything around it, because Allah put it in that body that allows it to see, taste, feel. The Fitrah is in the heart, and it's like, where's Allah? It's looking for Allah, because it doesn't remember everything up there either, but it does remember La ilaha illallah. That Fitrah remembers testifying to La ilaha illallah, that Allah is Allah. He is the creator. He does exist. So when the baby comes in the world, the Fitrah is seeking a law. It's like, where's the law? Where's my connection to him? Where is he? It's craving for that connection it had up there with the law. So the Fitrah recognizes what's best for it. The Fitrah recognizes what's good for it. The Fitrah recognizes truth from falsehood, dirt from filth, good from evil. That's the Fitrah. Y'all understand how I explained it? You got a long way to go before you go talking about some puberty. We talking about the Fitrah. The Fitrah is searching for a law and that connection to him. Because that's where it was all this time. It misses a law. It longs to be in his presence. It longs to be near those angels. Okay? And as the child grows up, the parents teach it because the child comes in the world innocent, stupid, you can even say. Stupid meaning not knowing anything. All the Fitrah knows is, I want to be near Allah. All the soul knows is, wow, let me taste it. Let me feel it. What's that? What's that? So we're born dumb. Okay? That's why you don't call yourself no revert. You ain't no revert. Okay? So the parents educate it, teach it, nourish it, care for it, shape its mind, shape its soul, shape its heart. Just like the human soul never changes in regards to its nature, which is being criminal, attracted to what's deep, dirty, and bad. That Fitrah doesn't change either. It either becomes brighter, the closer it gets in knowledge to Allah, or it becomes dimmer, but it never changes. Its nature will always be good. The human soul will always be evil. Y'all understand that? Some of us, our parents teach us about Allah. As the child grows up, it feels happy and content learning about its Lord. But for those of us whose parents don't teach us, we grow up and the soul ends up taking control. We end up, a lot of us, giving in to our desires, our emotions, like a lot of you brothers do here. You can't keep quiet when I'm teaching. You got to type on the screen. You got to put your 2 cents in. That's the evil of your soul. Don't like the idea of somebody knowing this religion better than you. And a person being a woman too makes it worse. That's your soul. But you can't leave me because your Fitrah wants to hear what I got to say. Because your Fitrah recognizes the truth. That's why you brothers can't pull yourself away from Layla. That's why I'm known as being infamous, not famous. I am not famous, but I am infamous. I am that Daya who you love to hate. Because your Fitrah craves to hear what I got to say. Because learning from me helps it to connect back to its Lord. But your soul can't stand me. You brothers suffer with that. That's your problem. It ain't my problem. That's your all's problem. We got some sisters who suffer with it too. Okay? So anyway, that's what the prophet meant when he said that the parents shape the child. Okay? The children usually take on the spirituality of its parents, especially the mother. That's why you brothers need to marry Muslim women, because as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the children will take on a religion of that mother because the mother spends more time nurturing it than the father does. So that's why I don't understand why you brothers would even think to marry a Kafir woman. When that Kafir woman is not going to serve you no purpose in this world, nor is she going to be able to serve any purpose to any children you have. It's weird. I don't know why. It's a test. Allah makes a lot of things lawful as a test. Allah made it lawful for you brothers to marry Kafir women as a test to see which of you brothers truly understand your deen and which one of you don't. Because if you understood your deen, you would be like the prophet and never marry a Kafir woman, even though it's lawful. He had 11 wives and not one was a Kafir. Not one. That should tell you something. Neither did Abu Bakr. Neither did Umar. Neither did any of the other originals. Okay. So you brothers think about that. It's a test for you. So once that soul, the soul of that child reaches the age of puberty, what happens? What happens to the soul and the heart when that child reaches the age of puberty? Anyone?
They are assigned a jinn to the soul and an angel to the heart.
Where do they live? Does the jinn live inside the soul?
There's a jinn that resides within the soul.
No. Is she right? That's why I had to ask this.
No.
Where does the jinn live in your soul? Does anybody live in your soul?
No.
Your soul is your soul. Where's the jinn? Where's the angel?
They're both in the heart.
Okay, somebody, one person. Where is the angel? Where is the soul? I mean, where is the angel? Where is the jinn? Go ahead. Go ahead, Mina.
The angel and the jinn is in the heart.
Exactly.
And they hover around inside of the heart.
Yes.
Perfect. Your angel and your soul, your jinn is assigned to you at the age of puberty, and they are in the heart, not the soul. The soul is you, your essence. Your body is just a vessel. This body is just a vessel. The soul encompasses you, and that's you. That's all you. Okay? So the jinn and the angel hover around in your heart. The angel works with whom, and the jinn works with whom? Next person, go ahead.
The angel works with you and the jinn works with you.
Okay, that's not right. Anyone else? Who do the angel and jinn work with? What are we talking about? We're talking about the soul and the Fitrah.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the angel, who works with whom? The angel works with whom?
It works with you.
Next person.
The angel works with the Fitrah, while the jinn will work with
Thank you. You people have to learn how to talk and express yourselves. So the angel assigned to your heart and the jinn assigned to your heart, they work hand in hand with whom or with what? They work hand in hand. The angel works hand in hand with the Fitrah. Write it down. It works hand in hand with the Fitrah. And the jinn works hand in hand with the soul. Exactly, Bint Muhammad. Exactly, Bint Muhammad. Y'all got to learn how to express yourselves better in the Zoom room, man. Y'all got some issues with communication. All right? Okay. So how do they work with them? Who can explain how the angel works with the Fitrah and explain how the jinn works with the soul? Who can explain it? How do they work with them? Go ahead, try. You're not going to learn how to communicate unless y'all try.
The angel that works with the Fitrah was like born, like a human being was born pure. and the angel, it is only attracted to what is good and pure. The angel will suggest good, like good deeds, good doing, good all those good things, while the Fitrah, while the soul will attract everything that is bad and dirty, and that gene was put in there to distract you.
Okay, how does it work? Okay, let's okay. When you said the angel works with the Fitrah, that's right. How does it work? What does it do? How does it communicate with it? In other words,
by suggesting what is good.
Good job. Now, right.
Good, yeah.
The angel works with the Fitrah by suggesting good things for you to do, such as
by doing good deeds,
such as
following the laws of Allah,
such as, boy, y'all don't know how to break stuff down. Do you guys see why everybody cannot be a scholar? Y'all see why everybody cannot be a scholar? You know, everybody cannot be a daya, even though everybody wants to be. You know, you have to be able to express yourself and break things down. Like the prophet said, if you cannot explain it, then you don't understand it. And that's what I'm teaching. Yeah, yes, like the sisters, y'all got to break it down. Don't just say good deeds, because most people don't know what a good deed is. I think going to the movies is a good deed. I may think that drinking this alcohol is a good deed. Ain't nothing wrong with it to me. Y'all got to be explicit, exactly as Sister Aisha's typing here. You know, so
like good deeds, like breaking down, like prayer, wearing your hijab, you know, like fasting, all those stuff.
Yes,
that, you know.
Yes.
Okay, got it now, got it.
Yes, that's what happens. The angel assigned to the heart, it gives great whispers and great suggestions to the Fitrah. It encourages the Fitrah to do what's pleasing to Allah, such as do your prayers, wear your hijab, as she said, fast, stay away from that. And what's even more, don't touch that fire. Take it away from Islam too, to natural good things. Don't touch that fire. It's hot. Don't go down those steps, because you might end up in trouble. Don't touch that ball because something might be on it. Don't go over there because you might get in trouble. So all the good, your angel suggests that to the Fitrah. Okay, the good suggestions, the good thoughts you have, and all of that. Something told me not to go outside because it's not a safe place. That was the angel of the heart. Y'all understand? Not just religious stuff, worldly stuff. Something told me that I shouldn't go down that dark alley. So I had a feeling that if I went down that dark alley, I could get robbed. That was the angel of the heart. Don't go down that dark alley. You might get robbed. You a woman, don't go in that bar. You might get raped. Oh no, don't drink that drink. Somebody could have put something in it. So that's how the angel works with the Fitrah. That's how you got to be able to break it down. Y'all understand? Okay, so that's how the angel works with the Fitrah. Now, who can tell me, how does the jinn work with the soul?
I would like to try the opposite of the good by suggesting you to go there, check that phone.
What?
Watch it, do stuff like that. I say like this, what you say, the opposite of the good, what the angel will suggest to the heart, the jinn will suggest bad things to the soul too, by attracting everything that is bad to you, like go down that, go to that club, talk with that man, remove your hijab, all those kind of stuff that will lead you to the fire.
Exactly. The jinn whispers. The jinn whispers, and I want y'all to realize with both of these statements, whispers, suggestions, whispers, suggestions. Why am I using those words? Why did the Prophet Muhammad use those words? Why does Allah say that the jinn whispers to you? That the angel whispers to you, that the jinn makes suggestions to you, that the angel makes suggestions. What's important about that statement? What's important about it?
We have a free will.
What does that mean?
We have a free
That means
will.
we go ahead and make.
Go ahead, Geechee.
I was saying we have the opportunity to choose and make our own decisions, so we are now accountable.
Exactly. That's important. You cannot say the devil made me do it. You cannot say the jinn made me do it. You cannot say Allah made me do it. You make your own choices because you chose free will. Y'all understand that? That's important. No one can make you do anything to go to hell. Y'all understand that? No one has that power over you. You're making your own choice. Allah knows what your choice will be. But you can't even blame Allah. Because that's the idea that many of you Muslims have. As a daya, I've noticed with my students while I'm doing this breakdown, a lot of you believe that Allah made you do good and that Shaitan made you do evil. That's Christianity. That ain't Islam. Allah does not jump inside your body and make you do nothing. And don't no jinn jump inside your soul to make you do anything. You choose. All the jinn can do is suggest. All the angel can do is suggest. Allah, what's his role? He just knew what you were going to do. So stop blaming Allah. You don't want to be like we talked about, and we did the book of Sheikh Karim Abu-Zayd, Get to Know Your Lord. Remember, we talked about the Mu'tazila. Remember, Sheikh Karim Abu-Zayd broke them down. He talked about this authentic hadith, whereas when Ibn Abbas was the governor over Medina, a man came home and caught his wife committing adultery. They were in the act of adultery. And when he walked in on them, she jumped up and he went to beat her. And she said, "How can you beat me? How can you blame me for what Allah made me do?" He said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Allah wrote that I would commit adultery. So he made me do it. Blame him." She said, "You are worse than Ibn Abbas." This is the Mu'tazila. There are a lot of Mu'tazila Muslims, many of you. Those of you who are saying, blaming Allah for Gaza. What do you mean? You blaming Allah for Gaza? You blaming Allah for everything bad in your life? No, you don't blame Allah for any of that. You chose. You made your choices. And in regards to war, that's a whole different topic. Allah says that he sends war for several reasons. Number one, to show who the believers are from the non-believers. Well, he done did that. The Muslims in Gaza, those are your believers. Also, he sends war to cleanse the earth of bad people. Also, he sends war as a means of purifying the believers. Well, they getting purified all right. Y'all call it genocide. I call it purification. Okay? Because they're dying, inshallah, as martyrs. They're being purified. Okay, so we got to stop this nonsense of blaming Shaitan for the bad we do and blaming Allah for the problems that happen. That's Mutazila. We are not that. That is not what the Prophet Muhammad taught. That is not what the companions were upon. Ibn Abbas fought through that. Okay? So, that angel can only suggest, but he can't make you listen to him. That jinn can only suggest, but he can't make you listen to him either. That angel can't make you do nothing. Neither can that jinn. What about this? Which one of them reads your mind? Which one of them knows what you're thinking? Does the angel and the jinn assigned to you know what you're thinking?
No, they don't.
Exactly. No one knows your thoughts but Allah. So see how everything is balanced. Everything is balanced. Even the angel assigned to your heart don't know what's going through your mind. That jinn assigned to you, he doesn't know what's going through your mind. All they know is your strengths and weaknesses because they hover in your heart. They know what your strengths are. They know what your weaknesses are. But they don't even know what you're thinking. Only Allah knows your thoughts. Is this making sense to everybody? Okay? So when you choose to do bad things, the devil didn't make you do it. You chose to listen to your soul. You chose to listen to your jinn. You chose to do what that jinn encouraged you to do. And when you do good, you made that choice too, because you decided to listen to the Fitrah, to listen to the angel, to do what's pleasing to Allah. Does this make sense? But Allah didn't make that choice for you. Neither did the jinn. On the day of judgment, Shaitan is going to have his grandstand. He's going to turn and look at everyone and say, don't blame me. I had no power over any of you. All I could do was suggest. You chose to listen to me. You chose to follow me. That's the grandstand Iblis will have. And Allah is going to tell you, don't blame it on me. Didn't I send messengers? Didn't I give you the ability to recognize truth from falsehood, evil from good? I just knew what your actions would be. I just knew where you would end up. But don't say I made you do it, because I didn't. You took on free will. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand that? Is this making sense? Am I breaking this down to you all?
Yes, perfectly understandable.
All right. So as Muslims, guys, to be upon the correct belief system, to be upon the correct aqidah, you have to understand this. If you don't understand this stuff that I'm teaching, that I taught today, your aqidah is not correct. Your aqidah is not correct. You're just like the Mutazila. Okay? Allah, what about this? Who creates the evil around us? Do we create it ourselves? Do we create the evil around us ourselves?
No, Allah created.
Okay. Allah creates good and evil. This is another problem. I have a lot of you who are Mutazila. because you say, oh, Sister Layla, we create our own situations. No, Allah tells us in the Quran, and we covered this in volume 1 of Get to Know Your Lord. Remember, we talked about this. Allah, he tells us that he's the creator of good and evil. That's one of the tenets of faith. You will never be a believer until you understand that Allah is the creator of good and evil. Allah tells us in the Quran, whatever good befalls you comes from Allah. And whatever evil befalls you comes from Allah too, as a result of what you brought on your own self. Allah is the creator of good and evil. So that brings us to the question that many of you are struggling with. I'm getting a lot of sisters asking me, why would Allah create evil? If he's the Lord of, and he's a good Lord, why does he create evil? Why would he create war? Why would he create rape? Why would he create abuse? Who can answer that? Although these are questions we should never ask, but Allah has even told us this stuff. Why? It's one sentence answers all of that. Why would Allah create rape? Why would Allah create drugs? Why would Allah create war? Why would Allah? Why? Go ahead. It's a simple answer. What?
To test us.
To test what about us?
To test us to see if we still believe in him or are we going to blame him.
Exactly. Everything that Allah creates evil to test us with it. But in order for you to understand that, you have to understand what? People who ask why. Those of us who ask, why would Allah create the war in Gaza? Why would Allah create rape? Why would Allah create murder? Why would Allah? They don't understand what? What is it that they don't understand?
Allah can do whatever he wants.
No. What is it that they don't understand?
His cousin?
No. What is it that they don't? I don't understand my what?
They don't understand the purpose in life.
Exactly. These are people that don't understand their purpose. These are people whose fitrah, everything goes back to the fitrah. These are people whose fitrah has been dimmed. Remember that fitrah is always seeking the presence of Allah. That fitrah knows its purpose. My purpose. I was created to worship Allah. That's the whole purpose of my being. The only reason I'm here, the only reason that Allah took that soul and put it in my mother's body and brought Layla in this world is for me to prove to Allah that I do believe, because I testified to it billions of years ago. Y'all understand? Billions and billions of years ago, I testified, as you did, that we do believe Allah is Allah. So now Allah wants us to prove it. So that's why he created evil. Allah created evil. He created the scenario, the circumstances to see, do you really believe in me, Layla? Do you really believe in me? I'm going to put you in a situation where you about to get raped. What you going to do, Layla? You going to deny me, blame me, or are you going to deal with it? First of all, Layla will fight to the death. I'm like the female companions. I'd rather die than have a Kaffir put his hands on me. Hello, we gonna go out of here fighting. Hello, I'm like Gaza. We going out fighting, baby cakes. You can have what you want from a dead corpse. You ain't getting it because I'm fighting in the name of Allah. That's a martyr. I want you women to understand that. Any woman, any man that dies protecting their self, their family, is a martyr. The people of Gaza know that. Why you think they ain't panicking? Martyrdom. I'm going to go down fighting. You want to rape me? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You going to have a dead corpse. Okay? And then should you survive the rape, Allah wants to see what you're going to do. You're going to blame him, or are you going to learn? Because there's good in everything. Learn from what happened and keep it moving. That's why Allah creates evil to see how many of us are going to blame him, like you people blaming him for Gaza. Oh, Lord, have mercy. What weak people you are. Okay? Blaming him because you were raped. Instead of looking at it like this, you know, I chose my Lord. I'm still living. I survived it. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. This ain't soul plane. Okay? I survived it. And I'm still here. And I still believe in Allah. Bring it on. Shady is a lady in a mustache. You ain't gonna break me, Shaitan. Because that's all it is. It's to see, can we do, it's all about proving your belief in him, because we testified to it and took it on. Y'all got to remember Allah, our Lord. He loves to be praised. He loves to be glorified. And whatever trial he puts us through, if we come out a winner, he will give us a great reward. Subhanallah. So that's why he created the evil. Do you not think, as he told the companions, that just because you say you believe in me, that I'm not going to test you, that I'm not going to test you with your life, with your money, with your property, with your family? I tested people that came before you. Back in the 6th, 7th, 8th century, back in the time of the prophet, guys, women were raped all the time. That's part of life. They were prisoners of war, captives of war, slave bed mates. Nothing new. It's a bad thing. Yeah, it's a bad thing. But after Islam came, that's when the female companion said, well, you know what? We believe La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. When Peter the Great and his army came upon Hakam and Layla and a lot of the other Atika, because Khalid bin Walid had left and the women stayed behind with a few of the other men. When Peter the Great heard about it and his army came to after the women, they killed the men and took the female companions as prisoners of war. Oh yeah, Atika was there. Layla was there. Atiyah, Hakam. And I think Hind was there. I think the wife of Abu Sufyan, Hind, was with them, because she was Muslim too. When Peter the Great took all of them women back to camp, he fell in love with Kala, because Kala was beautiful, young virgin girl. Hello, the Black Knight's sister. Women were raped back then, right? But the Muslim women had another idea. He looked at Kala. He said, you beautiful Arabian princess. He said, I'm going to make you my bed mate. I'm going to make you my chambermaid. She just looked at him and said, try it. He took all the women back, tied them up to the poles, tied them all up to the poles, and told them, you women, me and my men will be back, and we will have our way with you Arabic women. Soon as they walked away, Atika and Hind, they said, what are we going to do? Hakam, she said, where's your faith? We are believers in Allah, number one. She said, we will never allow a foul kafir to touch us. She said, we are Arabs. We are women of the tents. She said, we're going to dig these poles up out the ground. And when these kafirs come back, trying to have their way with us, we will die. You wielding these poles will die and let them have their way with the corpse, knowing that we'll have martyrdom. Hind said, let's go for it. And they all dug, because the Arab women were women of the pole, of the tents. They knew how to work themselves out of a pole. They pulled them poles up. And when Peter the Great and his men came back, they didn't know that the women had pulled the poles up from out the ground, okay? As soon as the men came at them, they went to crazy, fighting, wielding them poles. They were fighting to the death. And that's when Khalid bin Walid came back with the army and killed them all. Khala's brother beheaded Peter the Great, okay? So that's what knowledge of Islam does for us. When put in a bad situation like rape, the believing woman ain't gonna panic. She gonna look at it like Hakam did, like Hind did, like Atika did, like Layla did, like Atiyah did. They said this is a chance of martyrdom for us. Allah exposed us to this evil for a reason. Now we die upon la ilaha illallah. And they went for it. That's how the believers look at all bad cases. Whenever something bad happens in our lives, we look at it as a means of martyrdom, a means of meeting our maker in a good state. Because the prophet said the last deed that you do on this earth can determine if you end up in paradise or hell. Like those people in Gaza. They still praying. They still practicing this deen. The last deed they did was la ilaha illallah on the tongue. When they showed that little boy and his brother getting killed, y'all got emotional. Y'all missed out on the woman's reaction. Y'all missed out on the reaction of that of also when that man with the white flag, when he got killed after his interview yesterday. Y'all missed out on the most important part of that journalist filming it. When they shot him dead with his white flag, what was his wife's reaction? Did y'all see his wife? She ran out and said, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, La ilaha illallah, pulling her husband's body. They were dragging him back. La ilaha illallah. Their last words were, La ilaha illallah. Y'all come in my website yesterday, Brother Aki. Brother Aki, HK comes in my website yesterday talking about some boycott. And he don't even know what a franchise is. Tripping over this man with the white flag, but he missed the point. When they dragged his dead body, his wife was risking her own body because they were shooting at him. Let my last words not be, why did you kill my husband? Her last words were not, Allah, why did you kill my husband? Her last words were, La ilaha illallah. Y'all understand that? That's how the believer acts when they're put in a bad situation. This is my chance. The Fitrah jumps in. The Fitrah says, this is my chance to finally be in the presence of my Lord in a good way. So we ain't going to panic. It's la ilaha illallah, and let me pull my man back. If I get shot, my last words are la ilaha illallah. Y'all understand that? Y'all didn't see that. The same with the two little boys. The people that went out to grab them, were they screaming and hollering like y'all were doing yesterday in my Zoom room? In my stream? No. They pulled those dead little boys and they were la ilaha illallah doing it too. Those are believers. The believer sees the good in everything. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there's good in everything, even war. Here's my chance to die in good standing with my Lord. The last deed we do can determine it all. Rape, like Hakam, we gonna die swinging these poles before we let these kafirs touch us. They'll have a corpse. La ilaha illallah. Y'all understand that? So the bad that happens to us, Allah creates, is the creator of good and evil. Allah makes the situation. He creates the scenario. He creates the environment, the circumstances to see what you gonna do. Are you gonna choose him? Or are you gonna give in to your emotions? Are you going to let your last words be of him or your last words be why? All right. I think I'm going to stop right here. I hope I broke this down today. I had to hold off on the class because when I saw some of the sisters on Facebook asking me, you sisters got to get it together. Our aqidah, and I tell all the brothers out there, you talk about politics all the time. You talk about socialism all the time. You brothers need to talk about stick to Tawheed, stick to Aqidah, because the Muslims today are lost. They don't understand what their purpose is. They don't understand what La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah means. They blame Allah for everything bad that happens, instead of knowing that it's a test. All right. So any questions or comments? Any questions or comments about today's review? This was a review. No questions, no comments. We all good on the Fitrah, the soul, evil, good. Why? Are we all up to date on why Allah created evil? Why Allah created a good? Are we up to date? And by the way, those are questions you don't want to ask because your jinn is going to take you out with them. Any comments? Zoom, y'all good? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to close out for right now. 9 o'clock. We'll have the Call In and Ask Sister Layla show. Don't forget, guys, y'all can ask your questions about Islam. To me, if there's something I can't answer, I'll have Dr. Jamali come in. Okay. If Jamali's not available or whatnot, I'll get Sheikh Morsi. So please, that's at 9 o'clock. Have your questions ready. I don't want to spend the time talking about polygamy. I know my polygamy sisters here got a lot of questions. I'm going to save their comments and questions for last. So please, Marianne, is she in here? Howard, Marianne, is she in here, y'all? Because I can't see. I hope she got questions from the Bantus. Omar Hare, get questions from the sisters in Niger. Yeah, because I'm going to save the polygamy sisters for last. All right, guys. So I'm going to log out. Inshallah, I'll see you guys in about another hour for the Call In and Ask the Layla show. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka